Most cars do not become less reliable as they age. They get less reliable the day they are designed. Somewhere in a boardroom, somebody decides to add a feature that sells the car on the lot. Every feature on this list was sold to you as progress. Every one of them has a failure mode that the salesperson never mentioned. It might appear as luxury, but are you willing to pay for it twice? Number 10. Panoramic sunroofs. Panoramic sunroofs cover a massive portion of the roof, which means they remove a massive portion of the structural rigidity that the roof was designed to provide. The glass panel that replaces it is tempered, which sounds strong until you understand what tempered glass does when it fails. It does not crack. It shatters, explosively, while you are driving. Toyota faced a class action lawsuit alleging defective panoramic sunroofs that fractured under normal driving conditions. Hyundai Tucson owners reported the same issue in 2024. Glass shattering without impact, without warning, at highway speed. Dealers initially blamed road debris. Owners knew better. The mechanical failures are just as expensive. Lift arms break. Guide rails come off track. Motors burn out. A panoramic sunroof stuck open in a rainstorm is not a minor inconvenience. It is a water damage event that can destroy the interior, the electronics, and the headliner simultaneously. Replacement glass alone runs $800 to $1,500. Full mechanism replacement, $1,500 to $3,000. And water damage from a failed seal or a stuck open panel. That bill has no ceiling. The panoramic sunroof adds approximately $1,500 to the sticker price. It adds significantly more than that to your lifetime ownership cost. Number 9. Auto start-stop systems. The idea is sold as free fuel savings, but here is the reality. Auto start-stop shuts the engine off every time you roll to a stop and fires it back up the moment you lift off the brake. On a typical urban commute, that is dozens of restart cycles per drive, hundreds per week, thousands per year. The starter motor on a conventional vehicle was designed for a finite number of cycles, typically around 50,000 to 100,000 over the life of the car. Auto start-stop vehicles use reinforced starters rated for more cycles, but reinforced is not the same as unlimited, and the battery that powers those restarts is under constant stress in a way that conventional batteries never experience. The AGM battery, required by start-stop systems, costs $250 to $400 to replace, versus $100 for a conventional battery, and it needs replacing more frequently. Owners who install a standard battery to save money find the start-stop system malfunctioning within weeks because the system requires the specific AGM chemistry to function correctly. I have had plenty of these cars on the lift with starters and batteries worn out years before they should be. The ones whose owners left start-stop running look tired inside. The ones who switched it off every drive do not. The fix is the easiest one on this entire list. Most cars have a start-stop disable button. Press it at the beginning of every drive. Your starter and battery will thank you for it. Number 8. Run flat tires. Companies sell it as a safety upgrade. Here is what they leave out. Run flat tires have reinforced sidewalls stiff enough to carry the car a limited distance after losing all air pressure. Automakers pair them with a deleted spare tire and sell the combination as a convenience feature. What they have actually handed you is a stiffer ride, faster wear, and a tire you usually cannot repair. The stiff sidewalls that make run flats functional are the same sidewalls that hammer your suspension bushings, struts, and wheel bearings harder than a conventional tire ever would. Over time, that additional stress accelerates wear on components that cost significantly more to replace than a spare tire ever would. And when a run flat goes flat, you cannot repair it. The sidewall has been compromised by running on zero pressure. You replace the whole tire at $250 to $400 per corner versus $15 to repair a conventional tire puncture. Deleting the spare saves the manufacturer weight and nudges the fuel economy number up a fraction. You pay more for the tires, you lose the cheap backup in the trunk, and your suspension takes a beating that a conventional tire never delivers. The fix at replacement time is simple. Switch to quality conventional tires and carry a plug kit and a small inflator. Your ride quality improves. Your suspension lasts longer, and your wallet stops absorbing the run-flat premium. Number 7. Dual-clutch transmissions. A dual-clutch transmission uses 2 separate clutch packs, one for odd gears, one for even, to pre-select the next gear before you need it. In theory, lightning-fast shifts and excellent fuel economy. In practice, a transmission that struggles in the exact conditions most drivers encounter every single day. Low-speed traffic, parking lots, stop-and-go commuting. These are the scenarios where a DCT is at its worst. The clutches slip constantly at low speeds, generating heat, accelerating wear, and creating the judder and hesitation that owners describe as feeling like the car cannot make up its mind. Ford's PowerShift DCT, fitted to millions of Focus and Fiesta models, became one of the most documented transmission failures in modern automotive history. Internal documents showed Ford engineers identified the problems before the cars went on sale. They sold them anyway. Class action lawsuits followed. Repair costs ran $4,000 to $8,000. The mechatronic unit, the hydraulic brain of the DCT, fails when debris from clutch wear contaminates the actuators. When it goes, you are not just replacing a clutch, you are replacing the entire control system. Full DCT replacement runs $5,000 to $8,000 out of warranty. A traditional torque converter automatic is less exciting. It is also significantly more durable in real-world driving conditions. That trade-off is worth understanding before you buy. We are halfway through, and the next 5 features get significantly more expensive. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video like this one, and stay with me. Number 6. Cylinder deactivation, AFM/DFM/MDS. Active fuel management, AFM on G. M vehicles, dynamic fuel management on newer models, multi-displacement system on Chrysler. Shuts down half the engine's cylinders under light load to save fuel. The fuel savings are real. The engine damage is also real. The collapsing lifters that make cylinder deactivation possible wear prematurely. When one sticks or fails, it can take out the camshaft and send metal debris through the entire oiling system. A 2019 Silverado owner received a dealer quote of $15,000 for an engine replacement at just 83,000 miles after a single collapsed lifter wiped the cam. That story is not exceptional. It is the pattern, documented across hundreds of thousands of GM vehicles. Repair bills for lifter and camshaft work run $4,000 to $7,000. Full engine replacement, $10,000 to $15,000. On trucks that were supposed to be workhorses. The aftermarket response tells you everything. An entire industry emerged around AFM delete kits. Owners paying $500 to $800 to physically remove a feature GM charged them for. Because the alternative was waiting for the failure that was already coming. GM quietly removed AFM from some newer models. They never issued a recall for the ones already on the road. Number 5. 48-volt mild hybrid systems. Advertisements tell you it's the best of both worlds. Improved efficiency without the complexity of a full hybrid. But let's look at it. The 48-volt mild hybrid system adds a belt-integrated starter generator, a lithium-ion battery pack, and a DC-DC converter to a vehicle that was already complex enough. The fuel savings are modest, typically 2 to 4 miles per gallon under ideal conditions. The failure modes are not modest at all. Ram's e-torque system caused engines to stall without warning, at intersections, in parking lots, while slowing for turns. In some cases, the electronic parking brake engaged automatically after the stall, leaving drivers stopped in traffic with no power and no warning. Ram recalled 131,700 trucks for a software fix. For many owners, the problems returned within weeks. The 48-volt battery replacement runs $1,500 to $3,000. The belt starter generator, $800 to $1,500. The DC-DC converter, $600 to $1,200. And because these systems require specialized diagnostic equipment, most independent mechanics cannot service them. Every repair goes back to the dealer, at dealer prices, on dealer timelines, 2 to 4 miles per gallon. That is what owners traded their reliability for. The math does not work. Number 4. Touchscreen-controlled climate and basic functions. Walk through any new car lot, and the dashboards have gone smooth. The knobs and buttons that used to run your heat, your defroster, and your heated seats have been swallowed by one large touchscreen. It looks clean, it looks modern, and that is exactly the problem. A single screen is cheaper to build than 3 dozen switches and dials. The bean counters love it. The catch is that it turns every basic function into a hostage of one expensive computer. When that screen freezes, and they freeze, you do not just lose your music. You can lose your defroster on a fogged windshield, your heated seats in winter, your climate control entirely. A dead infotainment module runs $1,200 to $2,500 to replace, and it never fails on a convenient day. It fails on the coldest morning of the year, when you need the defroster most, and the screen is completely black. The deeper problem is distraction. Adjusting the temperature on a touchscreen requires you to look at the screen, navigate a menu, and confirm a selection. Adjusting a physical knob requires you to reach and turn. One of those actions takes your eyes off the road, the other does not. Before you buy any new vehicle, sit in it and run every climate and comfort function through that screen. If it takes more than 2 seconds to adjust the temperature, that is, 2 seconds, your eyes are not on the road, every single time. Number 3. Electronic parking brakes. For 100 years, the parking brake was a lever or a pedal, tied to a simple steel cable. Pull it, the cable tugs, the brake holds. If it ever gets stuck, the fix costs almost nothing. Then it shrank into a small button on the dash. Behind that button sits an electric motor built into each rear caliper. And when that motor or actuator fails, you are not fixing a cable. You are buying a whole assembly. A retired teacher brought her RAV4 to my shop after the parking brake warning light started flashing and the rear wheels locked up in her driveway. The actuator had seized. There was no cable to free, no adjustment to make, just an $874 repair to replace the unit before she could drive the car at all. Worse, it can fail with the brake clamped on, which means the car is not moving until someone fixes it. On a cable system, a stuck parking brake is a minor inconvenience. On an electronic system, it is a tow truck and a 4-figure repair. The fix here is mostly awareness. Keep your rear brakes clean and serviced so corrosion never creeps into the mechanism. Never ignore that parking brake warning light when it first flickers. Catch it early, and it is a manageable repair. Ignore it, and the car stops moving entirely. Number 2. Direct injection without port injection. For decades, engines sprayed fuel into the intake port, and that fuel constantly washed the back of the intake valves clean with its detergents. Direct injection sprays fuel straight into the cylinder instead. More efficient. But now nothing rinses those valves. Oil vapor from the engine's own ventilation system drifts across the intake valves and bakes into hard carbon, layer on layer, until the airflow chokes down. What you feel is a car that slowly goes wrong for no obvious reason. A rough idle, a stumble on acceleration, a misfire code. Fuel mileage is creeping the wrong way somewhere past 60,000 miles. Nothing is broken exactly. The engine is just trying to breathe through valves caked in soot. The fix is a service most owners have never heard of. every 60,000 to 80,000 miles. Those intake valves need to be cleaned by walnut blasting, literally firing crushed walnut shells at the carbon to knock it loose. Cost at a shop that knows what it is doing, $400 to $700. Toyota solved this problem by running both port injection and direct injection simultaneously on the Corolla and Camry. The port injection washes the valves. The direct injection handles efficiency. It costs more to engineer. It eliminates the problem. Most manufacturers chose not to do it. Run quality top-tier fuel and stay on top of your oil changes to slow the buildup between cleanings. And if you own a direct injection engine past 60,000 miles, ask your mechanic when the last walnut blast was done. If the answer is never, it is overdue. Number 1. The lifetime fluid that was never meant to last. Here it is, the feature you cannot see and cannot touch, because not touching it is the whole point. Open the owner's manual on a lot of modern cars, and somewhere inside, you will find a sentence